Harvest Moon, Tree of Tranquility.
Hey everybody, this is RPG Master 95, and you are watching my exclusive video review for Harvest Moon Tree of Tranquility for the Nintendo Wii. Now, over the last short while, I've had the opportunity to crank dozens of hours out of this addictive new entry into the series. For those unfamiliar with the series, Harvest Moon is a set of games. They are farming games. You grow crops, raise animals, build up your tools, your farm, and relationships. You eventually get married, and there's tons of side activities, tons of fun to be found in these games. They've got a huge fan base. It's become quite a popular subtype of game. So, moving right along to the actual review, let's start off with new content, something vital to a series which doesn't vary dramatically in between entries in order to stay faithful to the tried and true formula fans have grown to love. Now, this title offers a handful of new farm animals. It offers the option to befriend and adopt wild animals as pets. The clothing of your character you can eventually change by buying new outfits to change your appearance. The villagers also take advantage of this by, during certain months of the seasons, they'll wear one more casual outfit, and during the colder months they'll wear something a bit more bundled up, adding personality to both them and to the seasons. In this game you can stay up all night long, something I don't recall from previous entries. And there's a New Game Plus, which basically lets you hand down the torch with all your finances to your child to start a creative new game. There's also a new part-time job system, allowing you to work for the rest of the open hours at any particular business you'd like, earning you some money as well as some friendship points. There are plenty of new crops and flowers to be grown, and you just take this hand in hand with the fact that it's got all content you found in previous titles. You can play as boy or girl, you chop down trees, you mine, you fish, and most of those aspects have actually been improved, making the content for this game, bar none, the best thing about it. It's A+ Harvest Moon content. It's a huge game. You will have a hard time doing everything there is to do. Regarding graphics, as you can see, they get the job done nicely. Now, no, they don't push the Wii to its limits. They, in a lot of instances, look like they would have been fine on the GameCube. But this has never been the focus of Harvest Moon. The focus of Harvest Moon graphics are to make the world look fun and lively and presentable, and that's exactly what the graphics do here. For the style and situation which they are called for, they definitely do a B+ to low A job. Yes, they could have been cleaner, but they are not the focus of Harvest Moon. Now, the sound, on the other hand, is something that I'm disappointed with. The music ranges from the occasional catchy tune or two to the more often than not elevator sounding music. And the sound effects are nothing to write home about either. That being said, much like the graphics, their goal is only to get the job done. The sound gets its job done, but you know, it gets kind of annoying and old. There's no surround sound option or anything like that, and it sounds really bland a whole lot of the time. Definitely only getting a C+ on the sound this time, Harvest Moon. Step it up a notch next time. The story, another thing that's around for Harvest Moon games, just simply to be there. It actually isn't too bad this time around. Yeah, it's really simple. You're really not given any huge motivation or reason to be on the island other than that you want to be there. But there's a story behind the harvest goddess and the tree and reviving it and doing these rainbow recipes. Overall, you know, like a lot of other aspects of the game, it's not the point and focus. It gets the job done, and you know, I'd give it a B+, somewhere in that range, you know, because it is something interesting. It's almost like a side quest when taken in scope of your actual goals of getting married and just having fun with the game. Now let's talk about the fun this game offers. The social aspect has been completely revamped, unlike previous titles where dialogue was repetitive and in several Harvest Moon titles where personality was not that entertaining with characters. This game has plenty of personality, plenty of diverse dialogue, and it zooms in whenever you interact with the character, giving it a more cinematic feel. Whenever you go on dates or festivals and get-togethers with bachelors and bachelorettes, it just feels a whole lot more fun than it ever has been. And festivals themselves now are more fluid with the game. You can come and go as you please, just like villagers will come and go as they please. They're not some set cutscene. It's just a part of a day. It doesn't feel like the day's in lockdown. And the social system in this title, A+. It's by far the best ever found in a Harvest Moon game, and ties for my favorite part of the game right along there with the amount of content offered. Next up, gameplay and controls. The gameplay itself is complemented by the huge amount of content, and that they put their time into making sure there's tons of fun stuff to do in this game. Now, the controls, there is the simple, old school setup of using the A button for all your actions and use all your items. But as far as this being a Wii title, it's really disappointing that they didn't use the pointer for any of your menu navigations, naming animals. That's something that I've gotten used to in Wii games. It'd be like not utilizing the mouse for menus on a PC game. No reason for them not to have done that. As far as the motion controls, some of them are fun. Like, I don't mind the fishing one, but a lot of them feel tacked on. And the worst part about them is that there is no way to turn them off. Yes, you can just use the buttons, but if you ever make any motions with your arms, it's going to detect those and use your tools when you don't want to, and there's no way to disable this. Similar to there's no way to change the audio setting from your choice of stereo, mono, or surround sound, whichever sets your TV best. Which moves me into the big downfall of this game that I really wish that they had spent more time on, the technical side of things. Now, as you've probably noticed in these gameplay videos, there's lag aplenty. Now, these videos do exaggerate it a bit, but it is there. And whenever the weather is bad, or whenever you've got a ton of crops in your field, or even just certain areas when you walk through them, you just get these stutters of frame rate. Now, it's not game breaking, usually only lasts a couple of seconds, but the fact that they didn't fix this, especially considering that there are ridiculous load times, which is my next complaint. Whenever you enter and exit a building, there's a load time. Whenever you enter a new area, there's a load time. Even if you just enter a building for 1 second to talk to someone, it's going to give you the full load time to go inside, and the full load time to load the area whenever you go outside. On an average day, with my chores and talking to people, there's a couple minutes of load times per day of gameplay. This is bad. Another huge shortcoming is that there is no full 3D camera. In a world with ridiculously huge load times, you would think they would at least make a world where you could fully pivot the camera and fully experience your surroundings. As an entire package, Harvest Moon Tree Tranquility offers an extremely addictive bumpy ride, which is unfortunate considering that with more development in key areas, the game could have been an easy 10 out of 10 for the series. Progressive scan and widescreen are standard for Nintendo Wii titles. This game dropped the ball there, as well as on the audio quality, Wii-based controls, and interface. The lag should have never existed, and the load times are so long they just break up what could have been a flawless experience. The developers really need to step up their game for future entries in the series. If they spend as much time working on certain key aspects as they do on the overall magic that makes Harvest Moon what it is, we'd have fully rounded 10 out of 10 titles. This being said, I still recommend the game to both newcomers and veterans alike. Harvest Moon Tree Tranquility simply has too much heart, charm, and personality to overlook. Yes, it's going to be a bumpy experience. Yes, you're going to wish they had done several things better. But the best parts of Harvest Moon have never been better. You're going to get addicted to it. Hopefully next time we get a more rounded product. Thanks for watching. This is RPG Master 95. Please comment and rate.